Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk about all news, comics, and media related to the Transformers. On this episode, we continue to discuss the news from Hasbro PulseCon, which, would you believe, now includes Transformers Magic the Gathering cards? Today is Friday, October 7th, 2022, and this is episode 306, Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that taps one island, one mountain, one plains, and three colorless to cast Optimus Prime Hero, and I pass the turn. I'm your host, Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast, and I'm joined by an excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Ah, but that activates my trap card. That's not the same game. Never mind. Hey.
And the amazing and awesome producer and editor, Mike.
And I tapped an extra mountain and I just burned myself. So, damn. All right. Let's talk Transformers. First time I got to say it. Awesome.
Yay.
How long have I been helping out with this thing? And this is the first time I was able to do the line.
How do you feel, Mike? How does that make you feel?
I feel like I'm included now. I feel like I'm actually part of the team after however many years it's been.
Well, that's good. I've got we're going to talk after the show, but just know that you're fired. That's okay.
That's fair. I would have expected you to wait until a Friday morning for this, but you know what? I appreciate the honesty.
This is alt mode. This is
Friday morning.
Son of a bitch. Oh well, yeah.
That's
okay.
right. Yeah.
Tracks.
Oh, and just FYI, Mike. Mana burn isn't a thing anymore in Magic, so
yeah,
you can't even burn yourself anymore. So there you go.
Yep. Except I burned myself with my comment. Oh
yeah. Yeah. That joke was funny to 3 people. 2 of them are on this stream,
and one of them is me.
So anyway, we're gonna Charles is gone, so this is gonna suck. Sorry.
He's gonna come back, by the way. Don't say he's gone like he's coming back.
He's not here. We
just talked about firing people.
Yeah, it's it's the Daryl and Jeremy, Scott and Mike show. We're just gonna have some fun here, but
I mean, nothing happened this last week, so it'll be a nice, quick, easy show, right?
Yeah. And since I'm doing it, we're not going to do a comic review. Woohoo!
It's also not a comic review.
Yeah, there's also no comics.
Don't give away my secrets. Anyway, we're going to get into the first part of the show here, which Charles is he's still, he's still got his hands on the show. He's dictated how the show needs to go. So this is called the intro. It's only supposed to take 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to figure out, see if we can break that real quick. So donations, we're talking about our Donatreons. We love them. Thanks a lot, guys, for keeping us, going here. We've got, fun little things that we like to do. Donatreons are awesome. Charles has got a script that he reads. I don't know what it is. So yeah, Donatreons. You guys are great.
We're off script.
This is a mess. I love it. We've got the for all of our Donatreons, you get to listen to the early episodes of the Empire of Rust show, and we are going into. I guess Mike's got the episode 86 coming up. Is it this coming Monday? Yeah, October the 10th. So this coming Monday. You'll be able to listen to it free on the on transmissionspodcast.com/rust, and it is the Spider Inquisition. And Mike, why don't nobody expects the Spider Inquisition. So Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about that show?
Well, I will say that the number 86 is very prominent in this one because someone or something is going to get 86 in this episode.
Oh,
I thought it was special because that was the year I was born.
It's not a reference to the 86 animated movie?
See, that's the great thing about Transformers. 86 is so important. It can be anything you imagine.
Mm-hmm. But it's not any of those things.
I can't.
Well, that's good. You got it coming out on October the 10th for everyone to listen to. And for our Donatreons, you could have listened to it a week early on the uncut version. So it's So get in, become a Donatron, and you get the show a week early. And Scott, Dr. Pants, we've got any of the We Like Big Bots coming up. I think this coming week we're gonna release episode 4. Do you remember what it was?
Hell no.
Great. I have no idea. But episode 4 is coming out this month or this week.
Is it the Braun episode?
Braun's a tiny bot. We talk about big bots.
This is what happens when you batch record episodes.
That's right. we had a good time talking about the 4th bot, whatever his name is, and I think if I remember correctly, it probably was a very big bot because
was it Power Master Optimus Prime?
Maybe, I don't know.
We're not going to.
We don't have any clue. I know that there was a couple very, very large bots in this last little section, and one of them was likely that one. But hey, it's coming out this week, so yeah, get ready for that. And we've got we've been sponsored by Toy Hacks for a long time, and our Donatreons have been able to get entered in our drawings, our monthly drawings for Toy Hacks every single month. They don't have to do anything special, but coming up next week, because Charles isn't here and doesn't trust us to run it without him. He is.
Yeah, I was going to say that might be a good thing.
And so he has asked that we delay it 1 week. So next week, we are going to do the drawing for September. And if you want to be part of it and you are not a Donatreon, you can still be a part of it. You don't have to be a Donatreon to be a part of it. It just makes it easier. You just have to send us an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and just let us know what figure you would like to sticker up with some Toy Hacks labels. So yeah, it's a real easy way to enter. But if you are a Donatreon, you don't have to worry about any of that because you are automatically entered. And we're going to do that next week, and we're going to draw for another $10 gift card. So that's really awesome. And I think that about covers everything. So if everyone's all happy with the job I've done so far, okay,
jury's still out.
That's
5 out of 10.
We're gonna move on to comics news. All right, and in comic news this week, we got a couple things. No new books coming out. No news on new books. We got no solid intel on anything. What's coming from where the license is landing. So this is getting kind of crazy.
Comic-Con is upon us soon.
Yeah, we've got. We expect some news really soon because January solicits come out in October. So we're expecting some news, very soon. Maybe this weekend. By the time the show is out, we could actually have news, So yeah, it's getting real dicey at this point. But the stuff we do have to talk about, we have the English translation and the second part of the manga, the Japanese manga for the Takara Tomy Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500 manga has been released. So we've got part 2 of the manga, and then the part 1 and 2, I guess, has been translated to English, and we have links for those as well. And I'm going to throw it over to Jeremy for a quick little comment on these because first of all, I want to mention that the art is phenomenal. Do we know offhand? I'm not looking at the story right now. Jeremy, do you know who the artist is? I know we've mentioned it on the show before because they do all the art for these.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Doesn't say here. I mean, I know. Was it Sakamoto that has done a lot of these in the past?
It might be. I love the art for these.
Yeah, I have no idea who did this, but yeah, it is amazing, and it goes in with like the G1 cartoon, pretty well. If you look at the Autobot logos, it has that cartoon look.
Yeah,
it is Hayato Sakamoto.
Awesome.
It's down there in the bottom left corner, right? Isn't that it?
Oh,
or is that just?
Oh yeah, look at that.
You just look at the part that there's no robots. You can.
There you go.
But I don't want to look at those parts. I just want to look at the parts with robots.
Yeah. So this is phenomenal artwork from Hayato Sakamoto, and really just highlighting all of those characters from the Speedia 500 subset. But Jeremy, what did you wanted to bring to attention here on the from this manga series?
Well, I was just talking about it before the show because I didn't think we were going to bring it up during the show, but
might as well.
I was just saying this clamp down mold. When I first saw it, I thought it was an RID 2001 Prowl until I saw it wasn't. The paint job in alt mode is just such RID 2001 Prowl. It looks perfect, except for no spoiler, but that mold doesn't have a spoiler. The alt mode or the robot mode is just not. And that I desperately want the RID Car Brothers to get modern interpretation. But then they also have Miko from Transformers Prime dressed as Ty from that RID show. And I'm just, with that and with Scourge, I really want more RID 2001 references.
Jeremy, there is one more in the comic.
Where?
The first page of the second set, if you zoom in on the bottom left panel of the crowd, the RID 2001 toy versions of the Combaticons are in the crowd.
Where was that?
So if you go to the second part,
wait, is this still the first part?
This is the first part. Yeah, you have to go to the other link. Okay, so back one.
There we go. Oh, down here in the corner.
Down here, the very bottom left. It's the RID 2001 toy colors of the Combaticons.
Oh, nice. And there's a little bulkhead down there too.
And quick switches there. Cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of people down there. There's more of the female Transformers dressed up as race girls too. There's RC and Chromie are down there.
Okay. It's Japanese. It's Japanese. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Sakamoto does such detailed work as well. Just, I mean, you get these little crowds and stuff.
I love the crowd work. I mean, it's you could just kind of blur it all out and kind of make it just, look like a crowd, but there's detail in there. And I really do enjoy the artwork on this. And I want to point out, you're talking about Clampdown here. Perhaps RID, Prowl was an homage to Clampdown, because Clampdown did come first. Let's give credit where credit's due here.
I don't know what you're talking
about. I don't care what you're talking about. I want more RID 2001.
Right.
Okay. Well, moving on. We talked about it a bit in the toy show because it was part of PulseCon, and there is an interview on YouTube with Mr. Nick Roche, and we've got him talking with Ben from marketing and Isabella from
she's from
is she from is she from marketing?
I think she's from marketing. Okay. Ben is from the design.
Right. So Isabella's from marketing and Ben's from design. Okay. Yeah. All right. But we got Nick here, who is vigorously trying to describe comics to some toy people. And it is an hour's worth of comics talk, and it's highly worth your time. So please give it a listen or a watch over on YouTube. It's a great interview.
And can we comment on how Nick is looking so great with the beard.
He looks phenomenal with a beard. It looks great. Yeah.
Can we just talk about the screenshot you took of the three people for a moment? Nick looks extraordinarily angry. Isabel looks tired. And Ben looks like he just did the world's biggest fart.
So I was trying to find a good Nick expression to freeze frame on. I didn't even look at the other two until just now.
Good job.
Well, it's a great expression on Nick. That's for sure. You did well. I'm okay with it. Yeah. Yeah. But definitely give that a listen because it's Nick describing last spot standing and it's a great story. So yeah, definitely head on over to YouTube and watch that. But that's the end of comics news, and with that, we're going to head on over to media news.
And we got a boatload of media news this week. I have a feeling that we saved up. It's like we saved up like 4 weeks worth of media news all for like one day. We got a lot of stuff here.
This is what happens when we skip news every other week and do the review.
You know what? I kind of like it. It's instead of having just like a trickle of media news, we actually get like some meaty news going on here. All right. So this is going to be the Mike show for the next few minutes here. So buckle up. First thing we got is, yeah. So first thing we got is the Transformers augmented reality card game by either Vonk or Vonch Studios. Now this right now is only was found at Hong Kong retail. So this is not available in the US yet. And to be honest, there's no actual plans, like hard concrete plans for a US release. But it has been both of the initial packs here, the Heroic Starter Pack and the Autobot Premium Pack, has been found at retail. And I took a look at some of the videos and some of the media from Vonk's website. And the way this works is you put down the cards on the table, you take out your phone with the appropriate app, and it will actually do battle, and it will like track hit points and health and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a neat little thing. I kind of wish we did have it here in the States because honestly, I love card games for some reason. I'm just really into them, and having another Transformers card game in the market is just that's what I want.
You might get your wish, Mike. Just keep reading.
Just keep reading. Well, just
keep reading your list of media news, and you might get your wish.
We had a Transformers card game on the market. We had one, and they ripped it away from us.
But yeah, so you can take a look at it's vonkcard.com. And actually has all of the cards available for play right now. And if you take a look by a rarity, you'll notice that there's normal, which has one card, rare, which has a bunch, and then it goes into epic, mythical, and heroic. So there's pretty much no such thing as normal cards in this game.
Somehow Bumblebee is mythical.
Yep. Along with actually, I think Prime and Megatron are heroic, but yeah. I will say that the rarities are bizarre, but whatever. All right, and I believe there is also a video up on YouTube where you can actually see just like a little preview of kind of like how the app works. It's very, very short. It really is more like a marketing preview than anything else. But in the end, looks kind of cool. Animation is decent and everything. So, yeah, go ahead and check that out. The next piece of gaming news we have is An update on the Transformers Tactical Arena game on Apple Arcade. We got some Beast Wars characters coming into that, and they have an announcement trailer showing up on YouTube on here. So click the link and take a look at that. Honestly, like I haven't played this. I believe Charles has.
Charles and I played it.
Oh, you have,
Mhm.
Jeremy. Any interest like in trying this out? Like, talk to me for a
No,
second. Like, is it good? Like, I don't have any Apple
It's-
devices, so
I mean, it's okay. It's just not my kind of game.
okay.
It was very, very Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because did we do a little video?
we did.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's one of those where you're like trying to basically destroy the other base.
Yeah.
And
Is it similar to Battlegrounds?
No.
no,
No. Okay,
It's-
never mind then.
It's a real time kind of strategy game, and
Yep.
like
if you look at it here, like the red side's trying to go and destroy this base. Blue side is trying to defend and also destroy the other base. And
it's
I don't know. It's just not my type of game.
it's basically Clash of Clans or Clash Royale with a Transformer skin on it. It was cool to watch. It was cool to get some of the fan servicey things that were happening in it, but it's not the game I want. It's not the game.
Okay. I get you. But if you are playing it and you are interested in the game, we got some Beast Wars characters coming in fairly soon. So, yeah, go ahead and check it out if you are into it. The next thing, or I should say the next three things we got are some more marketing videos and some more preview videos for Earthspark. We got a video from Prime, Bumblebee, and Mandroid. These are honestly, these are all over the place. I believe there's two on Facebook and one on Twitter.
What's
Kind
that?
of weird that oh, what is it? I don't
Twitter?
actually. I don't know. I
You heard it?
actually just heard about it
Never heard it.
today. I think you were
Twitter.
mentioning it to me. It's
Oh,
this.
Sounds
You
like this thing I called is it tweeter? I heard about tweeter. It sounds
I
like
heard
tweeter, but you say you pronounce it Twitter? Is that just an American?
Yeah, we all got regional accents here, so
Right. Okay. Sounds about the same.
and yeah, so take a look at these videos. Earthspark is going to be coming out really shortly, and I will say the Prime one is actually really fun because they have this little spot where Prime is like reading lines and like reading from a script at the end of it, which is just amusing. So they're all fairly funny. So I'm actually, the more I see about this stuff is like the more I kind of get a bit interested in Earthspark. Granted, this is all just like preview stuff, so of course they're showing like the highlights and the cool stuff, but it's making me a little bit more interested in seeing it where initially I wasn't that interested. So good on you, Nickelodeon, for actually putting out a trailer that does exactly what you're supposed to do with it.
And Mandroid is like one of the best names that they've come up with in recent times.
Mandroid.
Does anyone else think that Optimus Prime without his faceplate in this show looks a little bit like a young Ted Danson? Seriously, look at that expression right there on the left. Like you put him behind a bar named Cheers, and that's Sam Malone. That's Ted Danson.
Yes.
Uh,
All I could think about though while I watched that clip though is how the physics of Mandroid don't work. You can't have an arm that freaking big and stay upright. He will fall over every time.
I mean, unless he's got a metal skeleton.
It's a show about alien robots turning into trucks and stuff. Why are we complaining about that?
Why are you complaining about it? Optimus's face looking like Ted Danson.
Whoa. Was I complaining?
Whoa.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just said it looks like Ted Danson. I wasn't like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm just leaving this up as long as I can to see,
I have said
I'll know exactly when Charles watches the episode because he will comment to me like, what the hell?
All right. So yeah, take a look at the Earth Spark videos. They are very fun. Next up, we have the Hasbro Investor Day 2022 was announced, and it is actually going to be on the 4th. So by the time you hear this, it would have already happened. And I'm sure that on the next show, Jeremy, you'll be talking about all the various things that they did discuss. But that is something that just happened on what is this? On Tuesday.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
4th is Tuesday.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on that. It's going to be like a 3.5 hour call or something. Oof, man.
Yeah, I don't really listen to those. I just follow the posts after.
Yeah. I mean, if I have trouble listening through an investor call on at my work for just an hour, a 3.5 hour call for another company. Oof. That's rough. But yes, so that happened on Tuesday, and once we get to the next show, I'm sure there will be some interesting news from that. Now we come to the big piece of news that I'm super excited for. So at PulseCon, we got an announcement that Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast are partnering to create a bunch of Magic the Gathering Transformers cards. Now, we did already have something kind of like this a bit back at HasCon when it was out. They had that 3-card set that had the Grimlock in there, which is that was a fun thing. They had the Grimlock card, a Dungeons and Dragons card, and a Nerf card. So that was an awesome little set there. But they're now doing 15 cards. And this is the big thing for this. They're actually going to be legal in certain formats in Magic. Without going into a ton of detail on Magic, there's a couple of formats that are out there. Is called a Commander format. And that is one of the few formats that it's going to be actually legal to use these cards in, which is completely bonkers because these are cards that initially had no place in a Magic set, but they are going to be available for things like tournament play and actually building decks off of. So this is incredibly crazy. And from everything I read on these are actually going to be some fairly strong cards. Again, for those who actually play Magic, it's going to be like a pretty robust set of cards that are going to come out. Now they're going to be released randomly in one of the next upcoming Magic sets called the Brothers War. As far as I know, right now there's no plans on releasing these things as like a box set or as just a set for just these 15 cards. So they are going to be scattered randomly throughout. So if I remember right, a pack of cards nowadays runs about $4 to $5. I think probably closer to $5. Daryl, you have to correct me on that if I'm wrong.
That's American money, but sure, that sounds about right.
Yep. $5 American. What's that in Canadian? $10? $15?
About $7.50.
$7.50. Okay. We'll split the difference on that one. And yeah, so this is a at least for me, this was an incredibly interesting announcement. And I actually have a couple of different thoughts on it. And I know that you guys will have some thoughts as well. So let me kind of just talk about what I want to in this one. So the idea of putting in playable Transformers characters, like in terms of like the mechanics of the cards, I actually think is really interesting and really fun because there's a lot of interesting, unique mechanics and unique things that you can do with these cards that I think will mesh really, really well with a lot of existing cards and a lot of decks that I run because I don't play Magic much nowadays, but I have in the past. And these are all it's kind of exciting, and I can see a lot of really neat opportunities with these that I really do want to try out. The fact that they're all just scattered randomly throughout the Brothers War expansion that doesn't sit well that much to me for the following reason. Magic has had its own world, its own narrative, and its own story for the longest time. And when you bring in like a licensed property like this, it feels very, at least to me, it feels very forced and kind of fake. And that's like the one really big thing that I dislike about the set is the fact that we're having these kind of like licensed properties as official cards that can be used. Like I said, there's been like promo cards and interesting kind of just like random one-off cards before that have just been done, but they were never really meant to be a mass market release, not meant to be like deck building cards. They're just, hey, here's this cool promo. All right, cool. We did this thing. Yeah, I'll spend like $30 and buy the set. That's fine. Sure, no problem. But with this feels a little bit different than that. And having to actually go and try to buy like packs in order to get these cards, that part doesn't sit too well with me. But in terms of like mechanics and actually getting these cards, I think they are a really neat idea. I do want to see if I can get a full set and see if I can actually try out some of these things. But yeah, so interesting. Daryl, you're a current Magic player, aren't you?
Yeah, I got back into it about a year ago and have been playing with some friends about a monthly basis, maybe a bi-monthly basis. But yeah, I was interested to see this, and I do have. You were nice enough to get me that 3-pack of promo cards at HasCon, so I have that Grimlock card, which is actually quite valuable now.
Yeah, totally. I was looking at the prices. It was like, hey, this is pretty nice.
Yeah. So I was very interested to see these cards and to see the all of the 15 of them that they kind of teased at during HasCon there. They're a lot of their abilities are like there are a couple brand new abilities, but I was there were a couple things that like stood out to me. One, they're all kind of geared towards the like the art is all geared towards G1, which is not a problem for me. I really kind of like it. But they also all have this shattered glass variant of themselves, which is for me, I don't personally care, but it's not something that I'm going to kind of to chase. But that they do have this like Optimus Prime has his has this shattered glass version, and it's they were mentioning that is they have to have a if they're going to do a shattered glass version of this card, it has to have the same name as the regular version. So that's why we have a slicer in this set is because slicer there was no G1 slicer. It's a shattered glass creation. Now the because they wanted the slicer to be a card in of itself, they had to actually create the G1 version, and it was it's a fine enough card, and I'm going to talk about it again in a second with regards to a video that I found today and have linked in the show notes. But the one thing that I did want to point out, or you got a comment, Mike?
I actually got a question for you. I haven't seen nothing about this is listed in the article, but I'm guessing that the shattered glass variant is actually going to probably be like the same ratio, or do you think it'll be something like it's going to be like a rarer
They didn't mention that at all, but I assume it's going to be the same. Yeah.
I thought they said that each pack would have one. Something.
It sounds like each pack is going to have one card, but it didn't say whether it'll be a shattered glass or a regular. But I think the ratio is going to be about 50-50. So I didn't hear whether it's going to be any different. Since I'm thinking about it right now, though, with regards to getting a set and whether buying them as packs and stuff like that, yeah, if you're not buying packs on the regular anyway, buying packs like this to get this set is ridiculous, right? For Transformers fans. But I mean, like I've been back into Magic for a year, and I've bought over 1,000 cards, and I've yet to buy a single pack. So if you want these cards, like we're living in 2022 now, you know, you don't have to buy packs. You just go on to one of the 5,000 websites that sell Magic singles, and you just buy the singles you want. And if they only have one of, you know, blasters on the screen, if they only have one blaster, you're like, oh, I really want, you know, 3 blasters or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want, right? Well, then you get the one from him, and then you go to the other site and you get the 2 more from that site. So, I mean, you know, but that's, you know, we're living in 2022. Not everything has to be in a pack, right? So you just, you know, you figure out a way to do it. But the one thing that I wanted to make mention of here is Magic, and I tweeted about this, and we did link in my show notes or the show notes here a link to the tweet that I put up, is that Magic, back when I started playing, I started playing in like 93, 94. They've always been about the art. The art is literally half the card, and it's been a big part of the game, and they have always been really good about crediting the artist who have done the art on the card. So when I got into it, I was like, holy cow, this is a really good picture, right? And right down at the bottom, it was like Christopher Rush. And one of my favorite cards of all time was Lightning Bolt. And it was just a really cool card with a picture of a lightning bolt, but it was a really nice picture by Christopher Rush. So I was like, oh, I really like this artist, right? He's since passed away, but I started chasing and figuring out and following this particular artist, right? And it would stand out to me that this guy did this card and he did this one. He coincidentally did Black Lotus, which is like the most famous Magic card of all time. But that wasn't why I liked him. And I have a buddy who I play cards with still, and he likes a guy by the name of John Avon, who draws lands really, really well. So I linked a couple of those in my article or in my tweets as well. And his lands are just phenomenal. And
Beautiful.
So
Wow.
you actually would fall in love with artists on these cards by just buying them and saying, holy cow, look at the picture on this one, right? And, you know, these artists became famous by just doing Magic cards. What has stuck out to me on these new ones here is that they're not crediting any artists. These are all credited as a Volta creation. Now we know Volta as being, you know, very, you know, they're part of they're intertwined with Transformers. They've done, you know, a lot of Transformers art in the past. I know that they were part of the TCG, I believe. They did a lot of work with the TCG. But yeah, come on, guys, you got to credit an artist here. There are actual artists, and I was in touch with an artist that does work at Volta, and I can tell you, this did not go over well with the artists at Volta. They would like their name. They would like to see a name on this and not credited to their company. You know, it kind of rubs you the wrong way. So this is something that I would hope. I don't know when Brothers War. I didn't look into it. I didn't know when the Brothers War comes out, but I would really hope that this was something that they could still change, because these were all just digital images, right? So, but yeah, this was something that I was really disappointed to see come out from Wizards of the Coast, and it's something that kind of flies in the face of their history with their relationship to their artists. So
Yeah.
I
Well, in this
just wanted
day
to point that out.
Artist credit is such a big thing, and I thought we'd
Yeah.
been past the days where, like in comics, where you wouldn't necessarily know who did stuff until a big deal was made of it. I think in the 70s or so, and I thought that we were past that now, and like the TCG, I think those artists were credited, right?
There were a couple. I don't have my cards. Like I still have some TCG cards lying around, but I don't remember.
Right.
I think that there were a lot of them that were credited as just Volta, but I'd
Also,
have to look again.
a lot of the cards in the TCG, especially the first 2 sets, were just the artwork
Was
from
just-
the comics too.
Right.
That's true.
I've actually got one of my decks right here, and I'm looking through
Okay.
them. And like I'm looking at the character cards right now. I've got two of the little mini guys here, and I don't see anything on them in terms of an artist.
Ooh.
Like being credited at all. Like there's nothing Volta, nothing on there at all. And yeah, like and most of the cards are from that first set, and like right there, that's totally comic art. That's
Right.
Yes, comic art.
Yeah.
Griffith.
Yeah.
So
The
I guess one difference there is the TCG was done by a different company. Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast.
right.
Yeah.
Actually, the TCG was done by Wizards, if I remember right.
It actually was.
The
It
deck
was,
building game
yeah.
is done by a different company, by Renegade.
I
Yeah.
have too many cards.
The one thing that I would, suggest for fans of the Transformers and fans of Magic, or people who are just going to get these cards because they are fans of Transformers and want to support, this kind of thing. If you've been a fan of the comics for a long time and you've, really been into them, and you've been able to follow along with the comics and stuff like that, you'll be able to pick out whose art is whose. There are a number of artists that have been involved with the comics that have been contributing to these cards. And I can tell you right now, if you're up on your Transformers artists, you'll figure out a few of them. I can guarantee you that, because on the stream, I was sitting on my couch and I spotted one, from my couch. I was like, holy crap, that's so-and-so's art. Right. And then that's what made me kind of prompt this thing. Cause I looked on the bottom of the card. I said, Volta. All right. Well, that should be changed. But anyway, that's enough on the artist thing. It really is. It's kind of sticking in my craw here, but I wanted to kind of bring that to everybody's attention.
I'll play devil's advocate for like just a second here, and maybe like the overall like company, like Volta actually had like in their contract that they credit the company rather than individual artists. I mean, it's kind of a shitty thing to do, but it's possible that could be an explanation.
It's possible. We'll never
So it
know.
might not be Hasbro screwing them over. It might just be Volta screwing them over.
Yeah.
True.
I
They're
did
getting
take a
screwed
quick
over regardless.
I took a look at the release date, and Brothers War is coming out on November 18th. So my guess is it's too late to really change like large print runs at this point. So I think that what we're seeing right now, that's what's going to actually come out on the physical cards.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know how early they do them because I've been out of the game for a while, but like, aren't there going to be pre-releases probably happening soon for this set and everything?
Generally, a pre-release happens a couple weeks before the set drops. So
if the set's coming out in like a month, it's going to only be like maybe 2-3 weeks at the most till these sets are out there with people playing them.
Yeah.
But
what about you, Dr. Pence? You playing Magic anymore?
Not anymore.
Are you a Magic kid? Are you a Magic nerd?
No, I am. I was looking around to see if there were any around, and there's not. I put them all away. I was a Pokemon kid. That was my TCG growing up. I have dabbled in like every TCG that's been out. I played a lot of Pokemon. I played Magic. I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I played Magi Nation when that was around for a hot second.
You and I have to have a talk about some obscure ones here then.
Okay. But I played Magic for a little while. A friend of mine, he was very, very much into it, and he didn't have too many people to play with, so he got me into it. I loved it, and particularly the artwork got me. That artwork is beautiful on those cards, and I loved it. This, first of all, you put Transformers in it, I'm gonna want it. Number two, if there's more robots in it in general, I'm gonna want it. I love robots.
Do they have to be big?
No. I like big bots, and I cannot lie, but I also just love robots. I mean, that's just a thing that happens. These cards look really, really fun. I mean, I have been out of Magic. I can't remember the last time I played. It's probably been like 6-7 years. So it's been a long time, but I could get into this while you guys were talking about it, because actually, Mike, I was with you on this where I'm just like, how does this fit into the lore? Because it doesn't seem like it should. Granted, it seems like Brothers War kind of throws the whole. We're bringing in all the multiverse into this. I'm like, okay, we're gonna throw that term around and make that as the excuse. But it looks really fun. I love playing TCGs. I love kind of crafting things to like be able to play the cards I want to play. It's one of my favorite things about Pokemon. And I would love to mess around with this. I do like the artwork a lot. I love that there is a normal like G1 cartoon style version and then the Shattered Glass version. And one thing I want to bring up, the slicer they're using is like Shattered Glass, but wasn't that slicer also originally a G1 Action Master?
I think it was like Euro G1.
Yeah. Does Slicer have a G1 counterpart? Is that?
Well, no. Slicer is just a straight up G1 character. It's kind of like what they do with Flame War, where they put her in Shattered Glass, but didn't make her like a counterpart. It's just straight up Flame War.
Right.
Well,
so what I was going to say was, nope, go ahead.
I was going to say, they say the Flame War thing is going to be explained in the comic.
Okay.
Like by the end of this current story.
Okay.
You're right. There is an Action Master Slicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he came with an exosuit, and I think that's why they paired him with the other, like the weaponizer to kind of make that up.
Yeah, that's right.
What I really like though is Slicer looks like Wheeljack. His G1 looking card counterpart has Wheeljack's body, but they can't make him look like Wheeljack, so they make him look like Armada Wheeljack. They give him that color scheme. And I thought that was kind of a nice little like double homage, like going into that. I like that a lot. But I like the cards a lot. I think they look really cool. And God help me, I don't need to spend money on cards. I don't. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And the worst part is there's a local comic shop that runs like a Commander event every week and just brings people in and like shows them how to play and helps them give out cards and whatnot and shows them how to build decks. And it's like, no, you're making this too easy. Please don't. I don't want to do this anymore.
You could be playing Commander Transformers Magic in less than a month.
Yeah, I am. It looks so cool, and like I can't. You know what? This all would have been solved. You hadn't got rid of the TCG.
I will say, I really, to kind of your point, guys, I really do like the artwork as well. I feel that the Shattered Glass artwork on these cards matches more with Magic's current style than the G1 artwork does.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Not that I dislike the G1 artwork or anything. It looks cool and everything, but the styling of the Shattered Glass stuff really feels more magic-y than a cartoon feel.
Yeah.
How about you, Jeremy? Were you a Magic nerd too?
No.
Okay.
Never played it. Never had any interest in playing it.
That's fair. That's
Good
fair.
for you.
Your wallet is much happier for it.
No, it's diverted into other things.
True. All right. Well, that is our big Magic discussion.
Before we get out of that, I wanted to just mention this YouTube video that I watched today about the cards.
Just going to mention that, you little blah, blah, blah. Yeah, go ahead.
So I because of these cards, I've been interested to see what the actual Magic community's response to these cards has been. And there's been a lot of people who have just been like doing their, the Brothers War leaks or the Brothers War, new cards, revealed kind of thing. And they're just talking about, and these cards have been revealed. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I knew that they were revealed. I don't need to see them again, but I want to see somebody actually take the cards, show them, and then break them down and how they would work. And this is one video I watched today. It's from a website called MTG Goldfish, which is a very popular website within the Magic community. They do a bunch of it's pretty big. So if you play Magic, you probably know it already. So this guy here, he's going through all the cards. He does miss a few of them. He doesn't talk about Ultra Magnus or Soundwave, which I think Soundwave is one of the more powerful ones. But he does break down a lot of these cards and talks about how you would implement them in your decks and what other Magic cards you would play alongside them, because you can't just play the Transformers cards together. First of all, if you were going to play them in a standard 60 card deck, there's only 15 Transformers cards. You need other cards to supplement them. So you what other cards work best? And then he kind of rates these cards as he goes through them and says, this one's kind of not great. This one's kind of bad. This one's really good. For example, Optimus, who's on the screen right now, he does mention Optimus is actually really quite good if you can get him, on the table, because he doesn't die. He just keeps coming back. And I mean, as a Transformers fan, we know Optimus dies and he just comes back. That's just his thing. But they've built it into the card, and it's hilarious, but that's going to be a pain in the ass to actually try and get rid of. And if you're playing against the guy who just drops an Optimus Prime on you, that's trouble, So, and he also kind of, helps his team out. So that's a pain in the butt to have to deal with. But yeah, that's really good. So, this is a really good video. It's about, what does that say? 40 minutes or so? Almost 40 minutes?
31.
Okay. So just over half an hour. And he goes through a lot of the cards. Like I said, he does miss a couple. For one, I think the Soundwave card is actually really good because he creates minions, which is huge. But there's, as these cards kind of filter into the Magic community, I'm interested to hear from our listeners. If you are a current Magic player, are you interested in getting these? What I know, there's going to be a lot of us who are just going to want to acquire them because, we collect shit. Like, look at this room, right? So yeah, we're going to gather all this stuff because that's what we do. But if you're actually interested in using them, let me know. How are you going to use it? How are you going to implement it? Right? The guy in that video does mention that the Blitzwing character, the Blitzwing card, is literally just a beat stick. It does nothing good, but it's just there to just beat away on people. And that's good for some things. It's not good for others. So there are creatures that are, or characters that are going to be good in certain situations. Using them all in one spot is probably not the best idea, but you do you. So, but it's a really good video, and I'm sure as the week goes on, we'll get more videos about with similar breakdowns. But I wanted to definitely point that one out because I think it's a good one.
And that is it for media news.
All right. Well, let's get going to convention news.
All right. We just have one thing here this week, and that is TFCon Chicago has announced that Alex Milne is going to be at the show. Looking forward to seeing him again.
Let's hope he's there.
Well, we're hoping he can make it down from Canada if they let him across the border.
But, no, it's more because I'm driving him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what I'm saying. If they let him across the border, you're driving him. But
just put him in the trunk, Daryl. You'll be fine.
No, he can sit up front with me. It's just, it's I'm just hoping that the drive, is smooth and it's not we have no problems. So yeah, it's I'm not worried about the border. He crosses the border much more frequently than I do, but yeah, he's gonna have no problem with the border. It's my driving that.
Well, be careful. Michigan roads are horrible. If you want to get some great art, I'm sure Alex is going to have lots of prints or comic pages available to sell. I haven't seen if he has commissions open or not, but check his Twitter, and that's usually where he'll have that information. But yeah, it's gonna be great having him down here, and TFCon's looking to be like a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't make it to TFCon in July here in Canada because he wasn't doing well. So yeah, he's looking forward. I think he's probably looking forward to this one quite a lot. So yeah, it's it'll be good.
And you get paid in that American money. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like already you're getting a bump over anything you get in Canada. That's all the convention news we got this week.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. But if I guess before we there's no script in alt mode here. What is Charles doing here? So I'll just close this out. We got
thank the Masterpiece Donatreon.
I'm gonna do that right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So before we end, I wanted to thank our Masterpiece Donatreons. We got John 4x11. Good. Thanks, buddy. And we got Demon Tech 82. Thanks a lot, man. We love having you guys as part of our show, and as Masterpiece Donatreons, you guys really help us out a lot. So if you guys want to if anyone else wants to join them in the Masterpiece Donatreon Lounge, you can do it. Just check out our website there, and you can join the Masterpiece Donatreon level. If you want to, I guess the end credits talks about merch and all that junk too, so I don't have to read all that crap. So yeah, that's good. Great.
Well, we want feedback. So
feedback. How was this episode? Did it suck without Charles? I think it was good. So let us know. I want to hear from the
ever.
It was great. I want to hear about from people who play Magic and if they're getting that. That's the new stuff, and I want to hear from people who are looking to get these things and use them, because we're all going to get them and just store them because that's what we do. But
I did that with the TCG. I'm not doing it again. I've yet to play a single TCG game.
I'll play you.
We gotta fix that.
No,
that's an episode. Let's get on the tabletop simulator. Let's play some TCG.
Love it.
All right. Well, send us your feedback. You can reply to the episode on the website. You can put a comment on the YouTube video. You can send us an email. And you can also go into the little widget we have on the website where you can leave us a voicemail. And frankly, those are way better. So we can just put that right into the show, and then you become part of the show. It's like you're the fifth host. So yeah. And then you can ask a question, or you can just, praise us and say, Daryl was the best host, and he really did a great job. So he should be, the one that does it all the time. And then I would say, no, I don't want to do it again. So,
I mean, that's how I became a guest host. So,
exactly. So, anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? Lingering around the deep dark corners of the internet,
the places that no one should ever go.
That's right.
I'm on Twitter. Have you ever heard of this? Someone told me about this today.
I hear things.
Or was it? No, I'm sorry. It was Tweeter, wasn't it?
Tweetor. Yes.
Tweetor. Yeah. Sounds like a He-Man villain.
I thought it was a Beast Wars character.
Tweetor.
I'm Tweetor.
Yes, so please check me and all my friends out on Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. We are rapidly approaching our 100th episode, so the road to 100 begins in a few months. So yeah, check us out there, and I occasionally post like toy photos and like 3D work from work on Instagram, and that's at Minervion, Minervion. It's right down there on the screen, and same thing on Twitter as well. So yeah, if you'd like to give me a follow, I can't imagine why you would, but it's an option.
Cool. And Dr. Pants, if we can get you without yawning, would you like to talk to us about where we can find you during your off hours?
That was a sneeze.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I was just having trouble catching it. It just didn't want to come out. So, and I muted myself not to interrupt Mike. So, you know,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Achoo.
Perfect. You can find me and my friends and everybody doing the Nerdstradamus thing, nerdstradamus.com and youtube.com/Nerdstradamus. Seeing as this is Friday, you're probably going to see us streaming tonight, or I mean, if you tune in, you'll see us streaming tonight. So check out the Nerdstradamus YouTube channel or Twitch. We're on Twitch also. And just come chat with us because we're always playing something dumb and we like to chat with people while we do it. So Wednesdays and Fridays, plus we put out videos on occasion about us just talking about video games and stuff. Sometimes I can convince the other guys to talk about robots. So, you know, there is that.
Cool.
There is that. But yeah. But that's all I got.
All right.
I'm also on Twitter, Dr. Pants 1412. And Nerdstradamus is everywhere too. So go find us. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on TikTok.
Oh, Jeremy, Mike, and Dr. Pants, they all do things with friends. Do you do anything with friends?
I just do this.
Oh,
I live in this little box, and that's just where I am all the time.
Aren't we his friends?
That's what I'm saying.
He's doing things with friends right now.
Just the.
But you guys all do stuff without us. So I mean, how much of friends are we? We don't do that much
Daryl,
stuff together.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
If I make it there,
we will be with all of our friends at TFCon.
That's right. All our friends will be at TFCon. That's correct.
Wow.
I keep trying to get Daryl to play Empire of Rust, but apparently he's not my friend.
How many episodes of We Like Big Bots have you watched, Mike? There's only 3 out.
You forget, I was banned from YouTube.
Wait, I vaguely remember this. I was going to be like, what? But no, I do remember you saying you got banned from YouTube. Oh, Mike. So you're not going to be a Nerdstradamus subscriber is what you're saying.
I can't be.
Follow us on Twitch.
I literally cannot sign into YouTube anymore.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That was a story for another day. But we will end it here. Thank you all for watching and listening and, just joining us for this fun train wreck of a ride we like to call Transmissions Alt Mode. Charles, you did it to yourself, man. If you wanted it to be good, you should have been here. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.